Hello and welcome to Mental Academy. So this is part 8 in our Python cybersecurity. In this episode we're going to look at how to make a simple method that allows us to crack simple hash passwords. So what is a hash password? Basically, whenever you are typing in a password on a website, if that website is of any quality at all, it will probably not store your password in its raw value. So let's say that my password equals admin, then that particular web application that I'm using should never just store this password as admin, because if they at some point get a breach to their database and someone gets to extract this value, then they can basically log in using my account because they know my password, and if I have been stupid enough, they can try to use this password on some of my other accounts as well. So that is the reason why you should never use the same password on multiple services, because that can actually happen, that people get access to your password. But in most cases, web applications will store, or services in general will store your password in a hashed value. And if they are taking their security seriously, they will also include a hash value, a salt value, but will not go into details about this, but focus on this simple hashing cracking method that we'll be doing. So let's say that this particular service has used the MD5 hashing algorithm to hash my password. Then we will get a value similar to this we have right here. So when I enter my password, they will create a hash value of it and then store this particular value instead. And once I try to log in, they will just take the same algorithm, use it on the password I tried to enter, and if that hash value that comes out of this matches what they have stored in the database, they know that I have entered the correct password. This also means that if any malicious user get access to the database, they will only have a lot of hash values and not the password in its raw format, meaning that they cannot take this value and then use it as password, because that will not generate the exact value right here, but a total different hash value, because the algorithm will calculate it based on this value, since it does not know that this is a hashed value. So what hackers are doing when they get access to a database of hashed password, they need to crack as many of them as possible. And a simple way of doing so is simply just to use a dictionary attack, meaning that you will have a file of raw password values that you then run all the hash values that you have against to see if some of these matches. So this method is doing exactly this. So we have a simple method right here, crack hash, where we give it an input password, which is this hash value that we say that we have gotten access to. Then we will in the method, first of all, try to open our pass file. So this is our word list of words. So this is the file I have right here. I have just inserted 4 different passwords just to illustrate this, but you can actually go into GitHub and find some major password lists that consist of more than 10,000 words that you can use in such a script like this. Then we will just have a simple except if there something goes wrong in our attempt to open this file, where we'll just print could not find the file. Then the main logic of this method is this for loop right here. So we will go through the list of words in our word list, and for each word, so each possible password, we will first off encode it using the UTF-8 encoding, and then we will take the encoded value of the password in the list. First off, we'll be removing all empty spaces, either in the middle of the word or at the prefix or postfix of the word, before we then get the actual hash using this MD5 hashing algorithm. And I will just mention that this is not a particularly good hashing algorithm. So if you want to use this for trying to be more effectively using these, you should try to use several different hashes, because then you will have a bigger success of cracking this particular hash. Of course, this is only a MD5 hash, but if you get access to a hash sentence or string and you are not sure which hash algorithm to use, it might make sense to include more of these hash algorithms here when trying to do this, but we will just stick with this MD5. And then we simply just make an if statement where we take our new hash value and compare it to our input hash, and if these match, then we know that this word that we are currently looping over is the password that is used to generate this particular value. So let's try to execute this and see if this hash is existing in our list here. I know it is because I created it, but let's try to run this, and as you see here, password found, and the password was pass. So this particular string right here generates this hashing value when using it on the MD5 algorithm. And that is basically how you can make a simple script that will use this dictionary attack approach to try to crack hash passwords. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time here on Winslow Academy.